Hey everyone, this is Dan Charles with Lite Forex. It is Tuesday, June 9th, just after market close. I'm going to break down the major Forex pairs. As I do, please subscribe to the channel and go to the link in the description below this video. Okay, let's get into it, starting with the Australian USD. Okay, so the Australian USD, I've been saying we're going to get a pullback. It's been inevitable. Long upper wicks. Yesterday we kept going higher. We held support yesterday. That was the key thing. I said if it breaks through these levels, then that's what needed to happen. Well, it continued going higher, but then today, it broke down, busted through 70. Resistance is at 70 right now, but as you can see, it did pull back up. So the way this is looking right now is it could just continue going higher, but it needs to bust back through 7,000 to continue this uptrend. Of course, it needs to hold 69. You can see the low today was 68.99, so we got support at 6,900. So let's see if that 69 can hold, but realistically, this looks like just the way it pulled back like this, it could just continue with this uptrend. Let's see if there's anything different on the futures contract. Not really. You see that support at 69. You see how it pulled back, pulled up. Yeah, so that's what would need to happen. It just needs to continue going higher. Of course, if 69 breaks, this is going to come down. But just the fact that we got that long lower wick, looks like it just wants to continue going. The US dollar is weak. On to the Euro USD. Now the Euro USD already had its pullback. You can see it did drop more today. It went through that 1.1250 price, but then as you can see, rebounded. And now is showing some resistance at 1.1350. We are below that right now, but this really is setting up bullish. It's setting up to continue the uptrend, but let's see if it can I'd want to see this breaking back above 1350 to continue this move. But like I always say in these videos, when you're going straight up like this, it's usually a short-term move. And this has been an extraordinary move on the Euro USD. It's not super common when you just go straight up like this without any sort of a red day, if you will. Finally got that, but now we're holding support at 1250 with resistance at 1350. We're waiting for it to break one way or the other, and the momentum is definitely looking more bullish. Looks like it's going to go to the upside. Let's see what the futures are saying. Pretty much the same thing, holding that support at 12.5, pulling up. Yeah, it looks like it wants to continue being bullish. Now, often after you get a pullback like this, when you've just been going straight up like this, it is very rare that it's going to just continue going straight up. So oftentimes you will consolidate, you'll go sideways before it continues the uptrend, or it'll break down through the support on the downside. We do have these levels over here. That has to be noted, and that's around 1.15 roughly. That would definitely be the next level to get taken out. We're a bit of ways away from that price, but it definitely looks like it still wants to go higher. So let's let it go higher. Pound USD. Now Pound USD, you can see the long lower wick, so it did pull back, but then boom, continued going up, and we are above this 1.27 price. This looks like it wants to continue going higher, so let's let this one go higher as well. 1.2700 is going to continue to be the support. Let's see how the futures contracts are looking. Well, it looks just the same, so there's not much to report on this other than the fact that it came down and came back up. Long lower wicks mean the momentum is back to the upside, just like you see here, just like you see here with the long lower wick. Usually is going to mean the momentum is still to the upside. It wants to continue going higher. So let's let it go higher. Even though the weekly chart, you can see we are overextended. We have a gap here from the moving average. We've been on a big move. Last week was a huge week, and we're just continuing going higher here. So it does look like there's more upside, but how much more upside? It's hard to determine. With the US dollar being so weak right now, who knows how much higher some of these pairs can go up. Right now, obviously you got some important prices up here at 1.30, but we have to look at 2.9, and the most significant next one would be 1.28. So let's see if it can take that price out tomorrow. New Zealand US dollar. Okay, well this one had a red day today. It's been a while pulling back, but as you can see, it's pulling back up. Now it is dropping right now, but we are holding this support at 65 for now. You look at this weekly chart and you just see this gap here. It's very rare that something just keeps going up and up after you see a week like this, or just a candle like this. We're going straight up. Things just don't go straight up for long. And this has been an incredible move. Again, the US dollar is very, very weak right now. So let's see if 65 can hold. You can see we have resistance at 65.60. The next significant price would be 6600. Let's see if we can hold that 6500 price. Next level importance would be 6460, roughly where the low was today, but the open and the previous close from the 4th. So the 4th close, the 5th open, and very close to the low today, 64.69. So that is the next level support. Let's see if it can hold these levels of support, continue this move, and take out 66. New Zealand dollar, this one even looks more straight up than ever, but pretty much the same thing we're looking at here. We got the support at 65, still holding, but so overextended on the weekly chart. You know, you really do expect more of a pullback than just what we got today, but for now, the fact that it pulled up and it's above that 65, it is possible that this just turns around and continues going up, but for how much longer? Nothing goes straight up forever. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll see if these levels can hold 64.59 and 6500. Okay, USD CAD. Now USD CAD, you can see it had its bounce up today. You can see that it did not break this 3,500. So that was the price. I wanted to see it break above, and I would really confirm that we're probably going to turn around and go on a little rebound. The fact that it came up and then came back down tells me that the momentum is still to the downside. Now, when we looked at the previous Forex pairs, I talked about being overextended from the upside, meaning we look like we're going to pull back. Well, this one really looks like it really needs that bounce, that rebound to the upside. But we need to wait for this 3,500 price to be taken out. So let's wait for that to be taken out, if it gets taken out, because with this long upper wick, this is showing the momentum to the downside. Now, it did put in a higher low than yesterday. Yesterday's low 33.57, today's 33.59. That has to be noted, but this really looks like it wants to continue going lower. So this one's just one of those wait and sees. I want to see it break above 35, and then I might be a buyer. But right now, with this long bearish looking candle, it really looks like it wants to try to continue going a bit lower. But for how long, being this overextended, it's a wait and see. We'll do the follow-up next day. All right, with the Canadian dollar, this is obviously going to look overextended to the upside. So this looks like it needs to come down. And you can see it had its little pullback, but it held this very important 74 support and then pulled up. Now we are putting in a lower high. The next significant price on the Canadian dollar is that very important 75 price. So we'll see if we go back a bit, actually, if we go back to way back when, back in February, even before that, I talked about the support on the Canadian dollar at 75. You can see the support bounced off 75, came down, bounced off 75. Once it broke 75, then 75 was the resistance. Then we had this big collapse, the crash. You can see here now we're going sideways. We break out on the 26th of May, and here we are in this big move that we're still in, and there's that 75 price. So that was strong support. Now it's going to be resistance. So needs to bust through that 75 resistance. We'll see how that plays out, but we could be pulling back before. We might go a bit sideways, just like we did here. We might go sideways before we get back above 75. Positive is it's still holding 74 support. Of course, if that gets taken out, then we will be going on a more of a down movement. But for now, we're holding that support. So let's see if this can take out 75 this week. Might even be tomorrow. All right. Next is the USD yen. USD yen, big pullbacks the last couple days. This finally broke above 108, then it finally closed above 109, and we were up getting close to that inevitable 110 price, but we just really fell off yesterday. Big pullback, and it continues closing below 108 today. That's important to note because that was an important resistance price that finally got taken out on the 2nd. And so now this really needs to turn around and get back above 108 if it wants to continue this uptrend. But when you see something like this on the weekly where you're just engulfing the entire last week, that's typically a very, very bearish sign that we're going to continue going lower. You look at the monthly chart. We're only 9 days in, but you got this long upper wick here. The momentum is now to the downside. This can still turn around, but it needs to turn around tomorrow, basically, because then we're at this next level of 107. And that 107 price definitely needs to hold. Let's take a look at the yen futures. So there's yen futures, just looking the exact opposite. Needed to bounce. You can see there was that support. Yeah, big rebound. This really looks bullish, and just the opposite, engulfing last week's in the opposite manner. Same type of thing, long lower wick to the upper wick on the USD yen. Momentum to the upside. So this really looks quite bullish with the USD yen looking bearish. So let's reevaluate this on my next video. But for now, the USD yen is definitely looking like it's looking bearish and needs to pull up quick to maintain this bull move. But it's not looking good. Let's see if it can hold 107.50 as another price. And we'll reevaluate how these go next time I make a video. Okay, that's the breakdown for Tuesday the 9th. Please subscribe to the channel and go to that link in the description below this video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.